Yeah, so my name is Vinayak, a marketing professional working in the electrical distribution industry for over the last 3 to 4 years. So family of three, the only son. We live in different countries, so a lot of video calls and virtual catch-ups with my parents as well as friends. Work also makes me travel a lot, so mostly living in the virtual world of COVID these days. Well, I think everyone says, it's my house or it's somewhere I live. For us, that's something that we wanted to have as well, a place where you could relax, come back and really let everything go and just sit back and enjoy what you've done. And it's the place where we spend the most of the time. So we wanted to make sure we had everything that we wanted in our style, but also with certain advices from our interior companies. And that's, I think, where Hub kind of helped us understand a bit more of those interior designs as well. I mean, as I live or I work for a global company, it includes a lot of travel, and I have also been moving a lot. So I've been living in rented houses for quite some time. I think it was the time that we decided certain factors that came to play was COVID, good prices in the market, and also I think we wanted a place that was ours, and rented didn't seem much of a good option at this stage anytime. So we decided to buy a house which was in a good location that we could always come back to, and we're not worried about the hassles of a rented house where the owner wants to run it by his, whereas we wanted to be a bit more independent. All right. This house is an interesting background. We never wanted to buy a house. One fine day, as we were just looking through certain properties, and we found this on one of the lists, and somehow it worked very well, and it had everything that we wanted, and more than anything, the price was quite well for us, and we felt that we didn't want to buy a house which is way too expensive and not invest in the interior. So we found something in the right price where we could also make sure our interiors were coming up to par these days with everything that you see online through Insta you wanted. So we wanted to make sure that we could find a good balance in the project that we chose. Yeah, very interesting one with Hub. I think we found you guys online through Google search. Homes under budget. So I think that was the first thing that clicked, hoping you guys would give us good and competitive prices. I think which you stood for at the end of the project. One interesting aspect of this whole project was we worked virtually. We actually didn't meet until the first few versions of the designs, and I myself hadn't visited our property, so it was quite interesting to have your team kind of work with us on the virtual calls. What I call this is a COVID buy, where we did everything virtual for the house, from the purchasing, from the interiors, everything. So I think Hub played a real critical role in helping us understand the property, helping us get some detailed design so we could understand what really we were getting ourselves into. So I think that was quite interesting, and that's how we moved towards working closely with Hub. I think simplicity, I would say, was the most important thing. As you look through our houses or our corners in the house, we made sure there's a sink. We made sure that there is a reason behind everything that was done. It was not easy. We went through a lot of reviews of the designs. We went through a lot of changes. But I think that's what makes it your home, right? That's where you go into every nook and corner, and you make sure that every corner has its own beautiful spot that you want to relate to, or it matches the need that you want to have. So, for example, I think if you look at some of our console areas, it creates kind of a center aspect for the house where it creates an entering for both the rooms. It has an aspect where everyone can come put in their taking stuff in as well. So we made sure it was thought precisely to what we wanted, so we could live how we did in this house. I would say the kitchen. I'm a cook myself. I love to cook and play around. So the kitchen's kind of designed to what we need and what I need. It has everything that we'd asked for, but also nowadays kitchens have become compact. So we made sure that we put everything in that small space that we have. And one thing that we wanted to make sure was not to have all the objects seen. So if you see our kitchen design, it's mostly hidden. The exhaust, the chimneys don't have those black odd pipes coming out. We wanted to make sure that it's built to make sure that we can survive on our own with having a dishwasher, microwave, and all of that kind of built in. So it makes life easier. So the kitchen for me is the best part, I would say. I think the best I received was someone told me is that you built your own palace. So I think that was quite an interesting one to have from someone who had just come in and seen the house for the first time. So it's quite nice to hear that story from someone else, and that compliment doesn't come easy. That was quite nice. Yeah, heaven of our own sounds nice for sure. Place where I have everything pretty much exists today. I have my favorite spots. I have my resting spots. I have a work from home setup done. So, as you know, because of COVID, we're all working at home. So, I've made sure that it's a place where I can work peacefully, live peacefully, and ensure that we're having fun at the same time as well. So, that's really what we've been able to achieve together with Hub while designing this one.